Welcome to Roguecast, the official podcast of Rogues Gallery. We'll talk comics for the week, as well as whatever news is on our pop cultural radar. I'm Randy.
I'm Nick.
This is Dave.
And now, on with the show.
All right, welcome to September, everyone. Labor Day was yesterday. I hope everybody got what they wanted for Labor Day. Labor. That's what we got.
You know, the day laborious.
Day laborious, yeah.
Given how many people were at the store yesterday, I feel like some people got some pretty good Labor Day presents. Hopefully, do you buy presents for kids for going back to school, like being good kids and going back to school?
I don't know.
Some people might. I feel like I sometimes kind of got a back to school present. Oh. Like, to salve the obvious overwhelming anxiety.
I thought that was just like back to school clothes.
Yeah, I was going to say, was your back to school present like a backpack? A cool bag.
I think I always got clothes.
No, I'd be like, give me some G.I. Joe figures, yo.
G.I. Joe figures. Here you go, kid. Going back to school, here's some action figures.
Here's Gung-Ho. And I would be like, I'm ready for school now.
And it wasn't an action figure. It was a man dressed as Gung-Ho. Come on, Shay, we going to school.
I would only take it if he was in his military dress uniform.
He was full on vest.
I mean, that's a good look.
Gung-Ho in his original costume can't actually be within 500 feet of school, actually, so...
See also the G.I. Joe, public service announcements, the PSAs.
Yeah. But some people did get to buy themselves some presents off the clearance sale.
Yeah, our clearance sale is doing gangbusters, and, we've got some, particularly big highlights, one of which was some miniatures made out there.
Some of the big minis, like dragons and stuff.
Dragons and demons and big old monsters and stuff like that are out there.
Astral
Dreadnought. Lots of some really good board games in the mix.
Some really good board games. A slice of the indie RPGs, a handful of things.
Yep.
Someone did claim one of the best things on there. He bought the Tokaido Deluxe, which was on there.
Yep. Just got that an hour or two ago.
It was a really great game.
But yeah, there's some very good stuff in the mix. Yep. So I think this is a particularly notable clearance sale.
There are several games back there that I own.
And if we didn't already mention it, we do it at 50% off. Yep. So if you come in, bam! It's just there's no slow build up to that. It's just we jump to the chase.
Right. Not a lot of games this week. We got from Kickstarter a game called Birds of a Feather, which is a co-op game where you are like chickens on a farm, and the farmer has gone away, and you have to reorganize. It's a co-op game.
Okay.
And you sort of got to organize against the oncoming predators or something.
Yeah. When we were reading about it, it sounded a little bit more Animal Farm than Chicken Run.
I was going to say it had a chance to be
both,
chicken,
but I think it's a little of both. And now that I think about it, Randy, I guess I hadn't processed in my head that it was co-op.
Yeah.
But chickens escaping the farm. Is it escaping?
Or fortifying. I'm not sure which.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
It does.
I'm going to look this up.
It also has an expansion, which lets you go up to 6 players.
Okay.
And has extra fancy bits.
What's the name one more time?
Birds of a Feather.
Got it.
And this was a Kickstarter game. It's been kind of hard to get, so we...
Except that when they say it in this, Nick, they got to say it all hardcore movie style. It's like, hey, bro, let's flock together.
Flock Together is the name of the expansion, by the way.
Of course.
That's
the Eggs expansion.
All right, now I won't do it.
I see. I see what...
We also got...
Puns are so low.
We also got a game we're very excited about, Star Wars Battle of Hoth.
Yep. Yes.
This is a... it says 2-player to 4-player, right? You can actually have 2 players.
2 to 4.
But it's idealized for 2 players.
I really think it is. This is a system that's been around since they first did and we talked about it a little bit in the last few podcasts, I think. But it started out as a Roman warfare sort of thing.
Yeah, that's right.
And then
Battle of Hastings, wasn't it?
No, there was actually ancient Rome.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was I think it's sort of more like Hannibal kind of era stuff like that.
But then there was a fantasy one that was based loosely on Battle of Hastings.
Yes.
That was the original one that we're thinking of.
Yes. When I say original, I mean the first one, not like an original property.
Was it called Battle Lore?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Like
Battle Lore.
Yeah.
They did a Game of Thrones one. Memoir 44 is the one that I think we know best and had played a number of times and that I own.
World War II themed.
Yeah, what's kind of unique about this is that these are war games that play quickly and satisfyingly.
Yeah,
so you don't feel like, this would have felt like a real war game if we played for 5 hours. You feel like you had a good time. You get a small hand of cards that issue your team battle stuff.
Sorry.
Nick's just over there making noise.
Random stuff. Nick's watching movies on his phone.
I was looking up Battle of Hoth and it just started autoplaying.
I hate sites that do that. But anyway, You use cards to issue command to your troops, and you kind of have to roll with the cards that you secretly have in your hand. So, it does simulate that quality of like a good war game, which is you can't just move anything you want anytime. Sometimes you just have, these are your limitations, and it kind of abstracts them in that way. But it's very satisfying. You'll have cards that move, one group of your people, all of your people in a big kind of D-Day type push. Trigger artillery, which I know I'm sure in the Star Wars one is like
Star Destroyer blasting down.
Star Destroyer blasting down, or like I don't know if they would have like, how in was it Rogue One?
Yeah,
the X-wings or was it like Y-wings? They do like a bomber run in that, and they just like shredded some of the AT-ATs.
It may be,
and this actually has like the other ones. Many scenarios, like I think 10 or 12 at least.
What's surprising? It's like those big turret guns would be
the ion cannon.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
you definitely have the turret things.
Those could be their artillery essentially.
It may be, yeah. But yeah, and you get a little bit of sort of basic terrain in it too that just go down on a sort of a hex map. And the terrain, it'll just be like, oh, here's like, this is a mountain, or probably, I don't know if they have like the little foxhole things that they made.
I wonder if there's a Wampa.
One can only hope. I will unleash the Wampa. But anyway, yes, it's super cool. I think knowing the system and the Hoth being such a cool fictional battle, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I was gifted it as an early birthday present, so I will be putting it through its paces soon.
Yay. Yep, looking forward to it. Green Lantern Legacy HeroClix. This is the newest DC HeroClix set. Yep. A lot of Green Lanterns, a lot of Batman as White Lantern.
It's like stuff that's from like, I feel like from like Blackest Night and sort of some of the big crossovers where a lot of heroes got turned
Lex
into.
Luthor was a Orange Lantern.
So it's interesting. They mentioned that Green Lantern is military test pilot, architect, even a comic artist. So basically the different Green Lanterns.
Yep.
Collect your favorite color ring and its corresponding constructs. You could build a team of lantern-powered detectives like Joe Mullen and Batman. Flex on your opponents with Lobo and Superman. And also, you might even encounter Green Lantern Mogo. And I'm like, how would they do Mogo? Because there's not a planet-sized clicks. Maybe it's just a click without a...
Is it possible that he's a map?
Maybe, but they don't have maps in there.
But also, you could probably have something that represents like the avatar of Mogo.
Yeah.
Did somebody ever design a Mogo logo?
A Mogo logo.
For the old DC Who's Who, there's probably a Mogo logo.
Probably true.
We'll have to look that up. If you know the details on this, please send us an email, subject line Mogo logo.
Yes.
And let us know how you played Mogo in the HeroClix.
Yes. I don't play Mogo. For me, it's Mogo no go.
But if you do get into it, you'll be like, go Mogo.
I have nothing to
add. We also got Dungeons & Dragons Builders of Baldur's Gate, which is a WizKids game from designer Matthew Dunstan. I don't know who that is. I'm going to look it up real quick and see what he's designed. It looks like he is an Australian designer who's done the Adventure Games series.
Okay.
Guild of Merchant Explorers, which is a really fun game. Pioneer Days, a really good dice game.
Okay.
Next Station London. Okay, he's done some good games.
He's got a pedigree in there.
So this is a game about building the city of Baldur's Gate.
Oh, that's
You are the head of a powerful family. You grow your prestige by building new businesses in the 9 districts, both as one large network and across all the districts. There are 3 factions, the Council of 4, the Flaming Fist, and the Thieves Guild.
Ooh.
And you'll indicate their control, but there's also mobs of monsters that attack, temporary alliances. You're trying to sort of you're basically trying to build the city and gain influence and that kind of thing.
That's cool. Like in a way, this sounds a little like, say, how Dune Imperium has it, where you are trying to expand your sphere of influence, take on other people, and occasionally deal with like outside menaces too.
Yeah.
Randy, is there any kind of thematic crossover with Lords of Waterdeep?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But it is set in the same. No, Waterdeep's a different city, so.
Yeah,
I mean, it is a city in the Forgotten Realms. But
Waterdeep, you were the literal like the secret council who runs the city, trying to. Each one of you was vying for power in that one.
Yeah.
So I guess there is like some concept similarity, but probably not particularly gameplay wise.
Right. Yeah.
But that sounds cool. Baldur's Gate, obviously a city that's been made to shine recently with the mega popular video game.
Yep. All right. Let's talk comics for the week. It is a big week. Yep. So big, in fact, that once again. All the trade paperbacks and graphic novels, those are going to be on a table because we don't have to on the wall.
That's true.
This is not something we do very often. For it to occur like twice within 2 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks is kind of crazy.
Tail end of summer.
I have to say, I'm getting a lot of good reads in these weeks.
Same. This is a good week for me.
Yep.
Let's start with the big release this week, which I think maybe the biggest release.
Yeah.
Batman #1 from DC Comics. I don't remember the last time I did a Batman #1.
It's been a while.
It's been a bit. Probably since one of the relaunches.
Rebirth.
52 or Rebirth? Rebirth, yeah. So this is Matt Fraction, who has not done stuff at DC for a while. I guess the last thing he did was the Jimmy Olsen miniseries.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
But like over at Marvel, he did like Iron Fist and Hawkeye and had a run on his take on Defenders. He's been around a bit.
So art by Jorge Jimenez, who's been doing a lot of Batman, is really, really nice. The art in this is spectacular.
You know, I somewhat compare him to who's the guy who's doing like working with Mark Waid all the time?
Dan Mora.
Dan Mora? Yeah,
he's got a little bit of Dan Mora. Yeah. He's definitely his own voice too, and like I think he also excels at like cityscapes and stuff like that in this. But it is both a sort of a rethinking of Batman, but also not like a wild departure. We know that conceptually that I think he wanted to make it a bit more superhero and like not so like Batman is dark crime.
He definitely loves the gadgets. He's got little inserts thing that say that like Batwing or whatever.
It reminds me a lot of like the Arkham games.
Yeah, yes,
where it kind of pops up and you get like a neat new gadget,
an upgrade or something. Yeah, I have to say that wasn't a kind of. Having played and enjoyed those games, that was kind of a fun part of this. And sometimes, you know what that reminds you of? Like, it's like, oh yeah, Batman can be cool. It's not all just angst.
Right. There's also a lot of little touches about there's a little window box that says Coventry, Burnley, and 3rd Avenue, and then Lower West Side, Arkham Towers. He clearly has Gotham mapped out.
Yeah.
And so it shows like when he transfers, like the Arkham games. When he travels somewhere, like Old Town, Gotham City Police Headquarters, like they're showing where Batman is in the town. They're trying to give you a sense of place.
Yep. Well, even in like big splashes where you're getting bits of news from various things, those are different news outlets.
Yeah,
they all have their own logo.
Right.
It reminds me a lot of what like Michael Lark did in
Gotham City.
No, Lazarus.
Where
he's like designing everything to like the little minute detail. It feels like Jorge Jimenez really does know the city and now.
I actually really liked. There's a sequence where you see several news channels, sort of like a montage of them, and they're talking about stuff that I feel like are all going to be some sort of subplots thing.
Yeah.
Like there's one where there's like somebody in like an opinion thing ranting about the city having a ninja problem.
I want to know what this ninja problem is.
No one's doing a thing about these damned unregulated dojos, and I was like, oh, I want to know what the ninja problem is. And of course there was the weirdness that the mayor.
No, police commissioner is now
Vandal Savage, often a mega-level threat for the Justice League, a big planner. But I kind of... The way I can kind of justify it, because first of all, like, it's being done pretty well in this. I'll give him that. Yeah. It seems weird to me, because he seems... it's like having Ra's al Ghul do it. You're like, aren't you bigger than that? Yeah. Aren't you a take-over-the-whole-world kind of guy?
Also, a commissioner named Vandal. It's just kind of weird.
With the right PR team, they'd be like, oh, he's tough on crime. He's going to bring this savagery to Gotham's. Yeah. And I suspect he does have some sort of bigger plans in mind. But let's see, what kicks this off? There's a sequence with Killer Croc.
So the central story of this is that Killer Croc he has sort of regressed to a childlike state, and maybe he's dangerous, and he's out in the world, and Batman is going to track him down to the behest of his doctor.
Right, and Croc's doctor... Oh my gosh, did I just notice, is she actually wearing Crocs? Look at the pictures, tell me she's not, she is wearing Crocs.
She's wearing Crocs.
She is indeed.
Amazing.
She loves Crocs.
That is the best visual,
that's fantastic.
Secret visual thing I've ever seen in my life. But she is kind of doing the, hey, this is a person who needs help, who is who's scared and stuff like this. And Batman is kind of being the hard ass where he's like, people don't really change, and he's like, I'll bring him in to save people, but he's like, I don't think he's changed. But
it felt a little like the hard edge Batman that
kind of the Arkham
one.
But at the same time, there is some stuff that challenges that a little bit later in the story, and I appreciated that.
What do you guys think about the new car? I think it looks great.
I think it's a badass car.
It looks kind of like the movie one from... Don't you think?
A little bit. It also feels like...
Well, I think the Matt Reeves one.
Oh.
Don't you think?
I don't remember.
But it feels that thing looked like a big muscle car, like real rock-solid muscle car.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It feels a little like the Norm Brayfogle.
I was going to say, remind me of the Brayfogle one. Yeah, the Hot Rod,
It is.
It's really cool looking.
And he does use the hit to run over a bunch of people who are about to assault someone.
Yeah,
which I thought was amazing. Because yes.
He does some cool tech stuff with it. There is we're still trying to decide where we stand on this. There's like a little AI hologram Alfred in it.
Yep.
But you know what? That also feels like something from Arkham, by the way.
That's not just in the car. I think that's just with Bruce.
By the way, I can only assume that only he sees him in an augmented reality.
Yes.
And people aren't like, isn't that Wayne's dead butler just floating around like a glowing ghost?
And I don't want to give away the cliffhanger, but the cliffhanger also is like, I'm interested in seeing what happens next.
Yep.
This was a good first issue.
I like the unusual new addition to the trophy room in the Bat Cave.
A great nod.
And it's got a good ending.
I like this version of Croc.
I do too.
Same.
It's different.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. It's clearly in some sort of state of evolution.
Yeah.
So I don't know where it's going to land, but it's an interesting story, and I think this is a very good first issue.
It's a good first issue. Yeah, for sure.
And I didn't see that there is a coming soon on the last page, like alluding to a bunch of new stuff.
If you're into it, this is one of those rare things where we got a bunch of variant covers, including the mystery bags.
Which can include foil covers.
1 per 500 covers. Yeah. So. I don't know, we're doing those 1 per person.
Okay, I have to applaud Fraction a little bit. It looks like he's bringing in some new villains, like actually creating some whole cloth. So,
and I will say this: the last several writers, like we know Tinian did, and I think they all have.
Snyder
sometimes
did.
they don't take.
Yep.
But
Snyder really created Court of Owls, which is the last one that really kind of latched on to people.
But even a good writer like Morrison, like he did Professor Pig, who's
around.
but like not a fan favorite.
He's popped up in the cartoons
he's
as well.
popped up a lot.
He has, yeah. I also think like every character is just like one good story away from going back to the fore.
Professor Pig has had some good stories. So
I agree.
Adventures is part of the Summer of Superman. Adventures of Superman Book of L. Philip Kennedy Johnson, who had been writing this book before Joshua Williamson took over. This is him returning to his sort of Battle World stuff. It also goes into the future stuff. Did we ever discover if it was part of the next future?
They said it was part of Future State. That this storyline kind of wraps up plots, or the miniseries will wrap up plots from his Future State run and his Action Comics run.
So if you were following Philip Kennedy Johnson, if you want to check out Adventures of Superman Book of L.
Yep.
Spider-Man 94 is a new book from Marvel that is picking up from the Spider-Man animated series.
Not unlike X-Men 97.
Is written by Jim DeMatteis. It is bringing in Moreland and
that's interesting.
The Jackal and clones and stuff like that to that series.
Cartoon continuity, but comic book follow through.
Yep. Doctor Strange number 450. This is a one-shot bridging the Doctor Strange of Asgard and the new Doctor Strange number 1, which also takes place in Asgard. This has 5 stories in it. The last one is the Asgard story that's sort of setting up the status quo for the main ongoing, and it's a fun little story of a guy shows up with a troll attached to him and is trying to get Doctor Strange to do the medical/mystical work to get him removed.
So he's still in Asgard?
Yep. He is stuck
cool.
in Asgard.
I have to say the Asgardian look that he's got.
It's great.
It's cool.
Somebody hold up an image for me. Oh, that is cool.
What happened is Loki killed Thor in the end of Immortal Thor,
right?
Which
leading to Immortal Thor.
And as a result, the Rainbow Bridge is down.
Okay.
So Strange is stuck in Asgard. The first
he doesn't have his Sorcerer Supreme abilities back yet.
He is a Sorcerer Supreme of Asgard.
Okay.
So the first storyline is going to involve him going to Alfheim and having a run-in with Angela.
That's the land of the elves, I think?
Yep.
That sounds like fun.
Kind of fun.
I have to admit, sometimes when they do these rearranging the pieces and I'm like, oh, what if he was stuck in Asgard? I'm like, sometimes it's kind of a mess story.
It works.
But sometimes you get a story like Superior Spider-Man where kind of a high concept like that works.
So this also has a story by Roger Stern, who wrote Doctor Strange back in the day with art by Ron Lim.
Yeah.
That is a sort of a story of him helping with a haunting. A story of...
But still all Asgard stories?
No.
No,
This is kind of a catch-all.
There's a story by Ashley Allen, a writer I don't know, but I really like, who did a story of, I guess he was tutoring magic before the Strange Academy opened.
Okay.
And it's a fun little story. And then the lead story is written by JMS with art by Lee Ferguson, and is the origin of sort of the personality of his cloak, which usually is the kind of thing I wouldn't really want explained.
Yeah.
But it's done very well. It's actually really,
You say that's by JMS?
Sometimes JMS is good at these little emotional
kind of
beats.
a high concept emotional thing.
And it was good. And then there's a trippy Astral Realm story written and drawn by Christian Ward. So
really
if you like
like
Doctor Strange, like 5 very different, short, good stories. I was really impressed by this.
Okay, nice. I'll check that out.
Star Wars Han Solo Hunt for the Falcon. It has been 10 years since Force Awakens. This is the story of Han going from being sort of, he and Leia are on the outs. He's like a guy who owns shipping companies and stuff at this point, and he kind of gets back in the saddle and goes looking for the Falcon.
Okay.
So he's trying to recover it, which is where we pick up with him in Force Awakens. So we know he won't find it, but this is how he gets to that point.
Okay, that sounds kind of cool.
It was fun. It was a good first issue. Imperial War Exiles. This is another of the one-shots in Imperial. This is written by Steve Fox and Jonathan Hickman. Art by Francisco Mana and David Tinto, which I liked. And basically, I guess there's a civil war going on in the Shire Empire.
Yeah, well,
which isn't there always.
Well, it's taking just everything during Imperial is like causing chaos and everything. So
well, what I didn't realize, I guess Lilandra and Xavier had a daughter, and she is the Empress now.
Yes,
and she is being advised by Deathbird, who was, for all that she was an evil thorn in Lilandra's side.
She's Lilandra's sister.
Yes, but she is actually like a really good aunt. Yeah. So she has actually like been tutoring her and is like her bodyguard.
I mean, she's not unlike Maleficent.
Everybody needs an evil auntie.
Yeah. But one of the guardsmen...
actually, rethinking Deathbird a little bit as Maleficent is not a bad idea.
No, it's a solid plan.
One of the guardsmen, and Electron, I guess the idea is that whenever they die, they pass their lineage to the next person, claims to be the bastard son of Deken, the evil emperor, and is trying to overthrow... is her name Xantha, I think?
Xandra. Or...
something like that. And Xavier and Lilandra come to rescue her.
Is that a combo of Xavier and Lilandra?
Yeah,
Xandra?
Probably, yeah. Anyway, it's a long story. It's a whole setup of they're on the run. They're fighting the Imperial Guardsmen, and it is going to lead into the Exiles ongoing series where Xavier and Lilandra will have gathered a group of characters to sort of help them regain the throne.
And I have to say, it's a fun little group.
The team looks really good.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a good bunch of people.
And I'm just happy to see Xavier being a good guy again. And
sort of a good guy. He's still a little sinister.
I mean, just because he's wearing the damn helmet. Get rid of the helmet.
He looks a little sinister, I'm just saying.
I think, like, Hickman always wants people to always be kind of like, oh, they're dealing with the political realities of a galactic scale and blah, blah, blah. But, yes, I have to admit, I'm probably with Randy on this, but I haven't read it yet.
It's Jeff and Other Marvel Tales. Jeff is the breakout character at Marvel right now.
Yeah, thank you, Rivals. But also, thank you. I feel like these artists are doing amazing work on this adorable little land shark that first appeared in Deadpool.
Yes, I think that's right. Or Gwenpool.
Gwenpool.
Okay. They've done a number of like one shots, and this one I think has the other super pets from Marvel.
Yes, so there's an Alligator Loki story, and there's a Marvel Meow story, which is
all the cats.
All the cats? Yes, I see the Flurkin.
There's a Flurkin.
Lucifer, Oliver, and Figaro versus Sabretooth. I don't know who those
cats
are.
Those are Gambit and Rogue's cats.
Oh. All right.
I know Winter Soldier has a cat.
Okay, sure. Yep.
Are Figaro and Lucifer both from Disney movies?
Yes. I think
Figaro
so.
is the cat from Pinocchio?
I think so.
So I think
Lucifer, I forget.
But it was from
I think these are from the digital first. Looks like Marvel Unlimited, but they're fun little shorts and stuff. Nice art.
Yeah, I saw there's a bunch of good cartooning in there, and Jeff fans will want to just obviously pick it up.
All right. The second book that I think we all would maybe put as our pick list for the week.
Yes.
White House Robot Romance. This is an oversized book by Distillery, written by Chip Zdarsky, art by Rachel Stott. And how would you guys pitch this?
Well, you know what we said.
What'd you say?
West Wing Wally.
West Wing Wally, yes.
Yes, it imagines a slightly alternate timeline, maybe nearish future, where the White House has sort of servant robots that are kind of standard, one of whom kind of is like, what do they call him, Service One.
Who is a Secret Service.
Yeah,
he's like, a 400-pound killing machine, as he calls himself.
Yeah, although he doesn't look like some hardcore mecha. No. They have these kind of cool streamlined designs. Yeah. I think the designs are really good in this.
He looks like a big, bulky guy in a coat with a robot
suit.
Head.
Yeah, he wears a suit over his robot body. And there is a robot chef who prepares the president's meals and interacts with him because he does this like little digital thing where he puts it in his mouth and it analyzes the molecules in it to make sure there's no poison or anything like that. And But their AI is sophisticated enough, and there's also been some incidents recently, including he saved the president from an assassination attempt and took some damage.
By the way, this president's a piece of shit.
This president's a piece of shit.
He's planning to invade Canada.
Yes, and in fact, there are like real border tensions, which I'm sure are something.
Can you imagine?
On the mind of
trouble with Canada. I mean, who would threaten to invade Canada?
It seems crazy. It would only take place in a fictional universe because you'd have to just be some freaky monster.
Yeah.
But anyway, Zdarsky is Canadian, and I suspect he's been thinking a little bit about this. Yep. Although this was probably in preparation for writing like a year or two ago. But anyway,
it's also, as much as it takes place in the West Wing and all that stuff. It is also just a kind of not Romeo and Juliet, but
right. So this is the other heart of the story: is these robots seem to potentially fall in love, and there's repercussions because they're like, well, first of all, that one robot that had been part involved in the assassination attempt, there's a question of what his fate's going to be, and like if he's functioning right, and whether they're going to shut him down or anything like that.
Him, yeah.
And so they may need to move soon on this. And at the same time, the president's like, that guy knows state secrets. We don't really want him out from under our thumb. We probably want him junked or basically junked then.
Yeah.
And then things start happening.
Yep.
It has really good scenes in it. There's also some other scenes around the people an artist who
we will find out why she ties in later in the book.
Right. It kind of comes up later on.
Yep. There's the person who works on the AI robots,
right,
and how he's involved in bigger things.
Yeah, it's got a kind of a cool unfolding mystery and a kind of, I would say, a sort of cinematic or like a cool prestige TV kind of vibe.
And this is part of the distillery line, so it's a larger format book.
The art's super good.
Rachel Stott's artwork really benefits from it. I think it just gets to breathe a lot. And, like Dave was saying, the design work on the robots is great. But I actually think, Zdarsky hit a home run with this.
There's a very sweet scene that has to do with an ingredient thing, and I don't want to say too much more about it, but that I was like, oh, that was actually a really great scene.
Yeah.
But it's one of many really good scenes in this.
Yeah, it's a really good first issue. Like a lot.
Yeah, I think one of those two is probably going to be my pick of the week, but either one could make it. Basically, Batman or White House robot romance.
Star Trek has they finished up the big story they've been doing, so they're launching a new wave of stuff.
Yep.
Number 2 of Red Shirts comes out this week, which is their focus on security, but also Star Trek Voyager Homecoming. This is a first issue of a story that takes place right after the Voyager returns to the Alpha Quadrant.
Yes. Yeah.
And they are being sort of decommissioned. They have some admirals coming on board, and then some stuff happens. This is basically in the same way that the previous series was all about sort of following up on Deep Space Nine and some of that stuff. This is following up on Voyager stories that never got followed up on. If you're a Voyager fan, and I am the most casual of Voyager fans, like I've watched like 5 episodes. But if you're a Voyager fan, this is something you want to read because the characters all feel right. And it is definitely a picking up right after they get back and doing a story of all these characters and reassimilating and featuring a big Voyager bad guy in it.
Oh,
very good.
Cool.
Very good first issue.
I'll definitely have to check it out. I am a casual Voyager fan too, but I've seen the majority of episodes. And I'm kind of I casually watch it when I'm in the mood for it. It's one of my comfort food Star Treks. I'll definitely check it out.
A new book from Tate Brumble and Jacob Phillips from Image called Everything Dead and Dying is a very unusual new zombie book.
Yeah, so I didn't get around to reading this, but I know that it's it's a rural story of a farmer, I think, who has maybe like the only survivor, at least in this area of the zombie apocalypse.
It's from the point of view of this farmer in this isolated farmhouse, and it seems like he's immune to the zombie plague that killed his wife and his daughter,
right,
and everyone and all his neighbors. And somehow he is like basically feeding them parts or something like that. He is basically going through his motions as if his life is not destroyed,
right,
with these like zombie versions of his loved ones. And it's sort of dark and meditative and really interesting.
Yeah,
and takes a big twist at the end. But I really enjoyed this as a story that's not like Walking Dead or not like a lot of the zombie books. It's
different
it's
energy
more meditative.
To it.
Yeah. Really, really good. I'm curious.
It's not him going through with a Glock clearing rooms.
It is not him going through Glock clearing rooms. We got Closer by Kieran Gillen and Steve Lieber. This is a collection of their Image did an anthology like 5, 6, 10 years back, whatever. This was their story. It is music-based and magic-based and very much of a piece with the stuff he did like Phonogram and Wicked Divine. And it's all just a one-shot.
This art is so good.
Yeah. The Adventures of Lumen N is a new Dark Horse book by James Robinson and Phil Hester.
Yep.
About a girl who is the granddaughter of Nemo.
Captain Nemo. So this is that was like set in like the 1800s, I think. Yep.
This is 1910, I think.
Yeah. And it has a little bit of a steampunk energy.
Yeah. She's being raised in this like compound. She doesn't quite understand why, and then these like steampunk villains show up to kidnap her, and her grandfather, who she's never met, shows up to save her, and they're going to go on adventures together. It feels like a bit of his. It feels a little League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which he does mention he's not using any other characters except for Nemo because he doesn't want to step on Alan Moore's toes, but also it's going to be different in tone.
Right.
And a little of that, and a little of Leave It to Chance.
Right.
As I recall...
For people who don't know, Leave It to Chance was his all-ages comic in the 90s.
Yeah, why would you not know it? It's only 30 years old.
With art by Paul Smith.
Yep.
And it was like a sort of a supernatural, probably also 13-year-old girl like having an adventure sort of thing. But yeah, this is a cool idea. I think...
Phil Hester's a great artist.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Dave, am I wrong? Didn't James Robinson write the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen movie?
Yes, infamously.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I have found over the years? There is a following for that.
Well, I wonder if basically he wanted to get back and do some of the stuff that he did that got turned into a bad movie.
Right. Some gears in his mind started turning, and he's like, oh, well, this would have been fun to do.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But anyway, it's kind of fun. If you're looking for an adventure book starring a teenage girl, this is definitely worth a look.
Yep.
Darkstalkers times Street Fighter Blood Throne. This is a one-shot. Tim Seeley and Marshall Dillon, who I think has written a bunch of stuff with him. I know very little about Darkstalkers, but if you want to see these two properties together, there it is.
They stalk the darkness, Randy.
They do. They stalk the darkness.
Just like the Street Fighters fight the streets.
Yes, they do.
The Darkstalkers stalk the dark.
They fight... You know, Street Fighters don't even fight on the streets. They fight in like a weird island. There should be an island fighter.
Sometimes they're on the streets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like where there's... Because, there's cars and stuff.
I thought that was Final Fight. There's cars.
You fool.
They're not parking lot fighters.
Nick, aren't they in the streets?
On Darkstalkers? Or
no, Street Fighter.
Oh, Street Fighter. They fight the streets.
It is very accurate to the title of Street Fighter.
And the docks and the...
Okay, all right. You're right. I'm thinking Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Mortal Kombat, they fight.
Mortal Kombat fights.
There's like in the OG one, there was like a military base with like planes behind.
That's right. They do
and
fight
I think
in the streets.
there's like some alleys and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So in fact, they are have high integrity.
I apologize for impugning the integrity
Mortal Kombat
of
fights in the underworld.
Yes.
Yes. What do they call it?
I thought it was underworld.
Outworld.
Sure, whatever.
Fool.
Outworld.
Fine, I don't know my Mortal Kombat lore. Give me a
now
break.
you must face Goro.
I'll just kick him in the balls. It's fine.
That's how you beat him. Absolute Green Lantern number 6 comes out. Absolute Superman number 11.
Which I believe that Absolute Green Lantern 6 is the end of the first kind of arc.
Yep.
Sort of. It doesn't feel like much of an end of the arc.
Oh, okay. A to be continued kind of ending.
It does not feel like the end of an arc.
Okay.
I think they restructured when they knew they were going to go longer.
Fair enough.
Absolute Superman, really good. Really enjoying that one. Some interesting uses of the villains. Cheetah and Cheshire Rub the Justice League number 2. I really dug this.
I forgot to read that.
It is clear that Greg Rucka was watching Ocean's 11 and thought this would be a fun thing to do with DC's villains.
Yeah,
that's right.
But he's got some very strange, obscure DC villains as their crew.
Can we name like one of them?
Clarion the Witch Boy and Tikal.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
Yep. And then he introduces a new character who seems to be sort of a young girl who sort of is a protester. And she draws power from having her backing of the protesters become like superpowered.
Oh, interesting.
Fun character. She'll be interesting to use her as the part of their.
What are they trying to steal from the Justice League?
A bunch of stuff.
Everything.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
But it's an interesting look at home life for
Cheetah and Cheshire.
Cheshire specifically with her daughter Leanne. And
right.
How she sort of responds to having the cheetah in her house.
I feel like both Cheetah and Cheshire are slightly off. Like Rucka's reinvented them, but I'm not sad about it.
No, I mean they can be reinvented. It's
Auntie Cheetah.
The War #2, Garth Ennis and Becky Cloonan's story that was from Hello Darkness.
It's a story of like a kind of a very realistic take on a wartime tensions rising,
nuclear war starting,
and then a nuclear war happening, and what happens to a couple. So there's some young couples that are all friends in it, and they're a little bit scattered when this happens, and you kind of watch their stories unfold.
This is a brutal second.
It is one of the most harrowing comics I've ever read.
Yeah, and really good. Like, this is Ennis at his best.
I would agree. It is a tough read.
I will probably pick
There's
this
actually
up
stuff in this that I was like, I'm like somewhat uncomfortable, and not just because of like violence or his usual
no,
shock
but it's
stuff.
like you can put yourself
it's
in your
emotionally
place.
difficult.
Yeah, but it's
but
great.
it is. I would say it's very well done.
Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man #75 introduced a new Spider-Man costume.
Oh yeah, Nick was showing me that. The art in it was really quite good. It's Pepe
nice.
Larraz, I think, from House of X or something.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. This is also one of those. It's
reveals
it's Amazing Spider-Man #975 and also #11.
We have a bunch of different variants.
and we have a bunch of different variants and stuff. Avengers #30. It finally reveals the origin of this Murden, the guy they've been tracking down.
Yep.
As well as they are in the old battle world of Secret Wars, and as we're still on the cover, fighting Marvel zombies.
Sure.
Yep. Well, you should say it's the new old battle world,
Yes.
not say the battle world of the 80s, but the battle world of the 2000s.
Right, not Beyonder's battle world.
There's also a neat guest appearance in this from the X-Men in it, who Jed MacKay, who is also writing X-Men, has had them cross over a few times and has showed a increasing bond with the Avengers, which makes sense because Carol's leading them, and Carol is a friend of the X-Men, and was an X-Men, and I think MacKay generally seems to have a pretty good hand on that stuff. I kind of like the groups tying together a little bit. I had one or two quibbles, but like overall, I like the Avengers and X-Men not being at odds all the time.
Yeah.
Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu has Moon Knight put on his ghost fighting armor to help out Wrecker, who helped him during Blood Hunt.
Oh, cool. I forgot
super
about that
fun.
armor.
Wrecker, as
cool.
in like from the Asgardian.
Yeah. Wrecker helped him break Khonshu out of jail during the Blood Hunt to get him back to life.
This is a good premise.
It's really good. It's a good issue. All New Venom continues to have various twists and turns.
Yep. It's cool. This cover where MJ is like venoming up, but like in front of like sort of a giant stylized Venom mask.
Yep.
Is a cool cover. I like it.
It is. It's really good.
Scary MJ.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #11 is the penultimate issue of Jason Aaron's run.
I think one of the most satisfying issues of an already good run.
Really liked it.
Really good.
This is a unusual confrontation with the sort of big bad who. There's both kind of traditional action. There's some interesting courtroom action. There's I think really, I loved Bebop and Rocksteady in this.
Yep.
They were so good, and the art well done was so cool. But also, is it sort of the successor of the Shredder? Is it Karai?
Yeah,
is that her name? I don't know how you pronounce it, but is pretty intimidating and well used in this. But yes. Incredibly satisfying issue, especially after the Turtles have gone through hell in these last dozen issues, and so this was kind of a good payoff to all of that.
It really was. I've been talking about G.I. Joe: Real American Hero. This is Hama's continuation, and how nuts it has been.
Well drawn, batshit.
This issue is the Ninja Force. The G.I. Joe Ninja Force is escaping from Springfield, the Cobra town,
right?
And another mission team is escaping from Cobra Island, and this is a big chase sequence for both of them.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And it's a really good. Hama's good at writing these sort of chase sequences. They have to steal a Cobra helicopter, but none of them can actually fly a helicopter well. So they're like trying to. There's some really good bits.
I'm sure we'll remember, Randy, back in the day. Them escaping Sierra Gordo way back,
it definitely vibes like
40 years ago.
Yes,
but like I can think of any number of escapes too from back in the original.
Great action, art by Paul Pelletier. This is a really good book. Like, I would have killed to have this G.I. Joe when I was younger.
Yeah,
it's a really good continuation of it. Weird as it is, just a really good book.
Yeah.
What did I miss, single issue wise?
I think
that's actually it for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Lots of trades. I'm not going to cover everything.
Yep.
But we've got Adventure Time Volume 1, the new Oni Press Adventure Time.
That's been a little bit of a breakout. It's cool to see the Adventure Time return.
A book called Aquamanatee.
That looked adorable. It is literally Aquaman as a manatee.
Yep, that's all it is.
It is a licensed DC thing. It has very cute artwork in it.
By Ben Clanton, who does the unicorn, the narwhal and unicorn.
Oh, I forgot that.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming up, but I'd forgotten it. It is kind of crazy to live in this world where there's like so many all ages things. Oh yeah, narwhal and jelly. So many all ages books that you can get a fun story where Aquaman is a manatee, and it's a real thing.
Yep. Art of Marvel Rivals, sort of a companion piece to the Art of Marvel Snap.
None of us play this, but we're all looking at the art, and it's so cool looking, and we know it's a good game. You don't have to sell us on it. But
Blade Runner 2019 Omnibus, so that's all of the
ones set in the iconic original movie era, which we've read at least some of, and was really very good.
And it's oversized, so the art's going to look really nice. It is a nice looking package.
Yep.
Also in the sort of the deluxe editions, Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, which is the Jason Aaron image book. I've not read this, but we've sold a ton of it.
Yeah.
So, one of these days I should probably check it out. DC has the compact edition of Arkham Asylum.
Yep.
The Grant Morrison and
the iconic.
Yep.
What may still to date be the best-selling graphic novel of all time.
Really? Okay.
I remember it was
outselling Watchmen.
Originally, I bet Watchmen is overtaking it because it just has constant sales. But I know, like in '89 when it came out, it was at least, and I think maybe through the '90s was the best-selling graphic novel of all time. Part of it, I think, it got to be a part of the merchandising push of Batman '89.
Right, that makes sense.
And so, they just sold so many at the time.
But if you have $10 to spare, it's definitely
some of the best-looking painted art you'll ever see on Batman.
Yep.
The depiction of the villains is creepy and weird.
Yep.
And cool, and you can see Grant Morrison writing some pervy, weird, Freudian shit into Batman.
Yep.
Some of the crazier scenes that have ever been in a Batman comic. Yep. It is it's surreal. I don't know if this one happens to include. I always liked when they did the anniversary edition and it had the original treatment from Morrison with modern notes from him. I don't know if that's in this.
I don't.
But one way or the other, it's worth your time.
DC Finest, Batman Red Skies. That means it takes place during the Crisis era.
Right, so mid-'80s.
And it was, I can't remember who the artists were I mentioned.
Oh, Gene Colan was one of them.
Gene Colan's one of them. I don't remember who the other one is. It's good art, and it's written by...
Mike Barr?
What's that?
Mike Barr?
Maybe Mike Barr. Anyway, it's...
Doug Minch.
Doug Minch. This was not an era I've read, but I'm really curious about this collection.
Right, I think it's known to be like a good era that's like kind of like has like lots of rock solid stories in it, but isn't like it's not quite one of the most iconic eras. It just didn't have like tons of breakout, but it does have like first appearance of Black Mask. I know Batman's romancing the vampire chick Nocturna.
Huh. Okay.
And I believe since Gene Colan is known for drawing hot babes, that means there's hot Nocturna in this.
There is
come for the Black Mask, stay for the hot Nocturna.
Marvel has the Daredevil Epic Collection. It's the beginning of the Roger McKenzie, Frank Miller stuff.
Right, the start of basically what would become the most iconic run of all.
And then we've got Spider-Man Deadpool Epic Collection, which is the second one, I think, that completes it.
Okay, yeah.
There's a lot of that, apparently.
They did make a lot of those.
Iron Man Demon in a Bottle, collecting the famous story where Iron Man deals with alcoholism.
He gets
Rhodey becomes Iron Man.
He gets a little glug-glug.
Yep. Ultimate Wolverine gets his first collection, Volume 1. Herobear and the Kid. This is a story about a kid who, like, I think he summons, like, a big polar bear with a red cape.
Yep.
Like, be his ally, or, like, it's like an imagination kind of thing.
Yeah, it's almost like, your imaginary kind of stuffed animal type friend becomes your real adventuring friend.
It's got
a little Calvin and Hobbes-ish.
Yeah, a little bit like Calvin and Hobbes.
Like, the art kind of reminded me of that. And it was a thing sort of in the early 2000s or late 90s.
Yeah.
And I thought it had kind of disappeared, but which is too bad because the craft was so high on it.
Yeah, it has that sort of sketched art style. It looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think he's an animator. I think
people who, if they've read any of the kids' graphic novels like Corgi or Owly and things like that, there's gonna be some similarity of work.
Herobear and the Kid actually must have been the 90s because my wedding picture, which was created in 1999,
has all this art
Herobear and the Kid on it.
There's a bunch of indie artists, kind of like bigger indie artists who contributed to it.
Jeff Smith's on there.
Jeff Smith's on there. Yeah,
my friend of mine got.
So is Terry Moore.
Yep, Terry Moore's on there.
Yeah.
Power Fantasy Volume 2, the Kieran Gillen series, it's the second volume. TMNT Nightwatcher. This is the. What's her name? What's the female turtle's name? Jenica. This is her.
Is that what
she's the vigilante? And
I forgot that.
Somewhere else, not in New York, I think. Right. She's
I don't
in
think
Chicago or something. Maybe. I don't know. But this is her as like a vigilante.
Right on.
And then a ton of little golden books. BTS.
Right.
The K-pop group.
Keanu Reeves.
Tron, Keanu Reeves, Serena Williams, Zootopia, I Am Ken, and Avatar, the Blue Avatar.
Yeah.
And there's more, but that's all we have right at the moment. But big week for comics. A lot of stuff we really liked. I think we definitely want to say pick up Batman #1, pick up White House Robot Romance.
Sure.
Yep. Those are the biggies.
All right, let's take a break, and then we'll talk about some trailers and some TV and stuff.
It's a good cover.
All right, so we got a couple trailers leading into Halloween.
Yeah, both of them kind of more of the teaser trailers. Yeah. So there's this is not one of the we can do sort of in-depth analysis. But yeah,
I'm sure if we wanted to Zapruder film thing, we could go through. I don't like doing that.
Yeah, I don't think so. We'll give first impressions.
Okay, so Return to Silent Hill, which is by, as it says, visionary director Christoph Gans, who it turns out did the previous Silent Hill, which I don't think was great.
It's not. I've seen it. I actually own the DVD.
Oh wow!
Because I'm a fan of the Silent Hills, and it has some good. I'm going to say it has some good scenes.
Apparently, he also directed the live-action version of Crying Freeman.
Yep.
And he did a French Beauty and the Beast in 2014. But the thing he's known for, in 2001, he did Brotherhood of the Wolf.
I believe at the time, and possibly still, it was the highest-grossing French movie of all time. It was also like maybe the most expensive.
It's really good. I finally saw it a few years ago,
Yeah.
and it is werewolves versus French Crusaders.
Well, not quite. It is set in like the 1700s or something,
Yeah.
and there's a naturalist who's kind of a martial artist dude.
Right. There's martial arts.
Come back from America, and he's got his Native American guy, a little bit kind of retro there, who's like also does like Native American martial arts.
Sure.
And there's a village being terrorized by what they think is some sort of giant creature.
Yep.
And so there's a horror element almost to this. There is weird. It's a stealth martial arts movie.
Yep.
There is nudity from I forget who that cute actress
Catherine
is.
Deneuve? No.
No.
I don't remember. Julia Delpy?
Who was the one in The Matrix? Monica Bellucci.
Monica Bellucci. Yeah.
Monica Bellucci is like a courtesan who like also has like the inside information on a lot of stuff in this.
It's a weird but really fun movie.
It's a good movie that mashes up several genres and looks very kind of artsy and stuff. It's fun.
It feels like you're playing somebody's RPG for a one shot where he's like, I'm going to throw everything I like into this.
Yep.
Martial arts, werewolves, sex.
Now, I think that they're like, what do you call it? Silent Hill was in some ways almost too homage-y to the game, and didn't have like strong characters and dialogue and stuff like that. So it just sort of felt weak. And I have to say, this trailer doesn't super fill me with inspiration. It looks like the previous one did,
creepy.
which is to say, visually looks good. There's a very brief shot of the scary pyramid head man.
Yep.
And otherwise, just lots of like. What is it? There's some dude in the lead. I believe it adapts Silent Hill 2, which most people will tell you is the best of the games. And I have this feeling that it's going to almost be too much fidelity.
Yeah.
To it, and then they're going to like use awkward dialogue and stuff.
I've never played any of the games, so
Me neither.
It is like I don't think I can really play them now. I have found that those games that have as intense a number of jump scares as those, it's just too much for me. Like it's when I'm watching a movie that's like a 2-hour horror movie. Yeah, I can take a fair amount of jump scares and stuff like that over 2 hours. But in a game, you're talking at least 20 to 30 hours. That's a lot of time to be kind of on a needle's edge or a razor's edge. But anyway, I am cautiously pessimistic about this. We'll see. I'd like it if it comes through.
There's a quote from him on IMDb which I think explains a lot.
Quote from the director?
From the director. He says, "It is important to consider." No, I'm not going to do the French accent. Just imagine this in a snooty French accent.
It is important.
Nope. It is important to consider that horror movies should, like modern art, not have a too obvious meaning. When you watch them, it is more important that what you feel than what you understand. Which, to me, is a way of saying my scripts don't make any goddamn sense.
Right. This is going to be a visually lush movie that is also kind of nonsensical and
like okay, sure.
I think I'll just wait for Resident Evil.
Unless oh man, the Resident Evil one being by Zach Kreger is a huge thing.
I'm excited about that.
I will watch to see what reviews this is getting. I would probably consider seeing it in the theater if it gets above Rotten Tomatoes above I'm going to say 60%, maybe 70.
Okay,
because I can accept that it's not going to be great, but I kind of like inhabiting that weird world of Silent Hill.
I'm predicting a 35%.
I think that's a solid prediction. It's a solid prediction, and that's why I'm cautiously pessimistic.
Right? Yeah. Then we saw the trailer for the Marvel Zombies animated show, which is coming on. It's a 4-parter. It's going to be in late September. It's spinning out of the What If story, which their What If version of Marvel Zombies was, in my mind, the best Marvel Zombies we've gotten.
Yeah, it was great.
It had a... basically, they were using a lot of the unpowered characters were the ones who had not become zombified.
Yeah.
So it was like Happy Hogan, Okoye... who else was in that?
Tom Holland,
Peter
Spider-Man.
Parker was in there.
Was there any particular reason why unpowered people hadn't?
They weren't targeted by the zombies.
Okay.
So like they were the ones most likely
They
to be.
kind of figured that they wouldn't be a big threat.
Yeah.
So it's got to.
But they were racing through sort of the post-apocalyptic, trying to get to something. I don't remember what exactly.
It was like the one place where they weren't hunted, like the zombies hadn't infiltrated yet.
This is also a super fast cut trailer with lots of big gore in it.
Yep.
It
is
like
rated TVMA.
Big roles for what? Like, it was like the Thunderbolts were in there.
Yeah.
So
Yelena is
Red Guardian. David Harbour has voiced it. Florence Pugh voices Yelena Belova. Kamala Khan, voiced by Iman Vellani. Did not catch that, but she's in there.
Okay.
And Blade Knight, voiced by Todd Williams, who is Blade crossed with Moon Knight.
Yes.
Sure.
The trailer is all like thrash metal,
Yes.
while seeing a lot of like action scenes and zombies getting cut in half or exploding. It's pretty entertaining. There's a little bit of humor in it. Some cool sudden appearances by certain characters. Blade in his Moon Knight type role, seeming very badass.
Yeah.
It also does say Paul Rudd is the voice, which he was Ant-Man.
He was the head.
He was the head of Ant-Man with Doctor Strange's cape floating around. And the Wyatt Russell, so U.S. agent, Randall Park, Dominique Thorne, which is Ironheart. So all those are people who might be in it.
Did you say? Did one of you
Awkwafina.
say you thought you saw Sentry?
I thought I saw Sentry. Maybe I did.
I mean, that would fit with all the Thunderbolt stuff.
Haley Stanfield, so Kate,
Bishop.
Simu Liu, Tessa Thompson. Those are all so a lot of characters in there. So should be fun. I'm not a huge Marvel Zombies fan, but I liked their What If take, and I'm curious to see what they do with this.
Is this a movie or a miniseries or what?
4-issue miniseries, 4-episode miniseries.
Okay, it's a pretty fun trailer, given that it doesn't show much.
Yeah, September 24th on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Last bit of news: there is an Archie Comics movie in the works at Universal, with Lord and Miller and Emma Watts producing. Emma Watts is the former studio boss at 20th Century Studios.
Lord and Miller is pretty notable because what's their pedigree?
The Spider-Verse,
Lego
movie.
Yep. Lego Batman.
Yes.
Upcoming Hail Mary.
And then they've done Hail Mary. They've done a lot. Everything they've done has been good. It is written by Tom King.
The Tom King guy.
Yeah.
What are we talking about now? Which one?
Archie Comics.
Weird.
Yeah.
It's a little strange.
Weird. Is an animal gonna die in it? I have to say that's
Archie has to kill Jughead's dog.
That's a bit of a downer for me. Not that I really care about Archie much anyway.
No, but Lord and Miller, everything they've done, I've liked.
They will probably have made it into something that's pretty good.
Yeah.
They'll probably pull it off.
Just kind of interesting. All right, let's talk about some shows and stuff we've been watching, and let's start with Thursday Murder Club.
Yeah.
Which is a movie on Netflix.
It is, based on a Richard Osman series of novels.
Which I read this novel, or listened to the audiobook of this novel a year ago, 2 years ago, and I liked it. I felt like it was a little too long. Maybe maybe had a few too many characters.
The plot was a little convoluted.
And the plot was all over the map. And then it's funny because Chris Columbus came in and he made a movie. He tightened it all up, and I thought he lost a little bit of the charms of the novel. But both are good.
Yes.
Neither are great.
Correct.
What's the elevator pitch here?
It is 4 retirees spend their time solving cold case murders.
Okay.
And then they wind up having to investigate the murder of the co-owner of the home that they all live in, who is about to sell it.
Yeah. Okay.
And the four people in the lead, it's sort of centered around Elizabeth, who is a former MI6 operative.
Right.
Played by Helen Mirren.
Right.
In the book, they never outright say what she did, but you can tell that she was a spy or a diplomat or something. In this, they basically say she was MI6.
Well, I mean, she definitely...
She flat out says. Pierce Brosnan plays Ron, who's kind of a blue-collar type guy.
Yeah, he's like a unionizer.
Yeah, he was a organizer, that kind of thing. In the books, he's more of a dick.
Yes, in the book, he's a dick.
His son, played by Tom Ellis here, is like a former footballer who got injured, I think, right?
Oh, I thought he was a boxer.
Boxer, you're right. He's a boxer who got injured and is now doing like reality TV stuff.
Yes.
Ben Kingsley plays Ibrahim, he's like the intellectual of the group, I think.
Yeah, I think he was like a psychologist or
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they introduce Celia Imrie as Joyce, who's a nurse who joins them because Penny, who was sort of Helen Mirren's other number, she now is like in memory care.
Yeah,
is
she's
basically
hospice.
Comatose. Yeah, hospice, yeah. With her husband.
But this also has a ton of people. Like has Jonathan Pryce, David Tennant, Richard E. Grant makes us
Richard E. Grant is surprised.
Jonathan Pryce?
Yep.
Yeah. I didn't know he was still acting. That guy's...
He plays Helen Mirren's wife, Helen Mirren's husband, who some days is very sharp and some days is like basically Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And they definitely get into like that it sucks getting old.
Yeah, it does.
But that they also like are able to pull the wool over the police a little bit and get in and do investigations they're not supposed to.
Yep.
So they're kind of mobile. They're not just like solving it from the retirement home.
No, they like get out and about too.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very cute. The way the movie is a very cute and adorable version of it.
Well, and if you didn't get a bunch of these actors who have a great chemistry and it looks like they're having fun solving murders, it wouldn't translate as well. I don't.
This is a book series, right?
It is.
So I've never read past the first book because, like I say, I liked it but didn't love it.
I have the second one. I haven't read it yet.
I would watch another movie of this because I thought the movie was really. It's funny. I think the book is a better version of it, but the movie is the version I want to stay with.
What was the last movie Chris Columbus did? I was curious. I never did look it up.
I mean, like way back when he did the Harry Potter. He launched the Harry Potter franchise,
and he did Home Alone, and
right. That's his biggest.
I was looking to see
Gremlins, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, he directed Gremlins.
Well, the last.
No, I think Joe Dante did.
He did Christmas Chronicles Part 2.
And
before that, Pixels, and before that, Percy Jackson. So not a lot of great stuff.
Oh God, right. Pixels.
And he directed Rent. After Harry Potter, he did Rent.
I remember Rent was okay.
He did Mrs. Doubtfire. He did 9 months. I think he just thought it was being kind of schmaltzy.
Yeah, I think that's true. It seems like he's got a solid craftsmanship. He's not bad.
He was kind of the right guy for this. Like I say, I think a different director would have made a better version of it. But this is a very watchable version.
This is like Ryan Johnson or somebody like that.
This is going to sound like a slight, but this is like of the better half of Netflix movies.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like Ryan Johnson.
Sometimes
you're saying,
it's faint praise.
The
Knives
Out series, that's like one of their best.
Right.
But I think this is a good movie to sit down and watch for an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I had a good time with it. Then there's Peacemaker Season 2, which is 2 episodes in.
Wow.
It's
from
funny.
The same person who did Superman.
Very different. Very different.
Completely
Much
different.
more violent. Lots more orgies than Superman has.
I was going to say, there's flat out orgy.
Full-on orgy.
What kicks the season off? What's the sort of initial hook on it?
Peacemaker wants to be a hero. He goes to an interview with the Justice Gang, which does not go well.
No.
And he's kind of like... He's basically suffering from feeling like a nobody.
Well, he also killed his dad.
He also killed his dad, who was a white supremacist.
He was a white supremacist, but in the course of his...
He winds up going to an alternate universe where his dad and his brother, who he killed when he was a kid...
Oh, that already happens by the second episode?
It's the first episode.
Oh, it's in the first. I knew that was like part of the premise because it's in the trailers, but I didn't know that they would get to it so quick.
In the first episode, he goes to the other world and he finds his brother alive, played by the guy from The Office.
Yeah.
Whose name I don't remember.
I don't either.
And his dad is not a piece of shit. They all three fight crime together.
Yeah.
And then he goes back into the interdimensional closet and is followed by the actual Peacemaker from that world.
Yep.
And that guy has no intention of talking to him. They get in a big fight, and he kills himself.
Yeah. So over the
is his version from this better world? Is he a bad Peacemaker?
No, he just doesn't listen to him.
Oh, interesting.
He's more of a talk first, ask questions later. But
yeah.
That sounds somewhat emotionally intense.
It is emotionally intense, but it's also fun.
And I will say that Senna actually plays it really well.
He does. He's great in this.
I feel really bad for him. He has had to kill his brother, father, and now himself.
Yes. Yeah. Also,
You can't heal, Nick, until you...
what's her name? Harcourt.
Yes.
The girl he has a crush on. In this world, they dated.
Yes.
And she is not the hardcore badass with toxic masculinity problems that she is in our world.
She's got some issues.
She gets in a big bar fight, which is an awesome fight.
It is.
And she throws down with 10 guys.
Can you believe that's James Gunn's wife?
What?
Yeah, that's James Gunn's wife.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh. She's great.
she's amazing.
She's a great character.
And then Vigilante is back to working at the whatever fast food shop he's working. Adebayo is kind of on the outs.
She broke up with her fiance. She threw her mom under the bus.
Yep.
But she's now friends with Peacemaker.
Mom being Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller. And now she's basically a private investigator that has no work.
Yeah. And then, what's his name? Economos is still working for Waller and keeping an eye on all of them, even though they don't know this.
Well, not working for Waller. Waller's gone.
All right, he's working for Frank.
Frank Grillo.
Frank Grillo playing
Rick Flag Sr.
Who knows that because when he got the job as head of Argus, he found out that Peacemaker killed his son.
Oh,
yeah.
So now he's got kind of a vendetta against him.
It's all leading to some amazing stuff. There's scenes.
Really
that sounds like a lot that's happened in just 2 episodes.
In just 2 episodes, yeah.
And that's not even everything that happens.
No, not at all.
There's an entire Eagly subplot that is amazing.
right.
That's amazing.
Yep.
What I need to know is, did they do a new opening dance sequence?
The answer is yes, and it's not as good.
It's not as good. It's fun, but it is definitely not as good.
It's not as good as that first opener. Yeah.
Still doing the hair metal soundtrack, or did they change that?
Still have the hair metal soundtrack for sure. Yeah.
It is actually what I remember of the first season, a series of very well chosen. Like he did deep cuts on his sort of hair metal glam rocky kind of.
Oh yeah, it's still James Gunn doing a.
He can put together a good soundtrack.
I still think this is just outright hilarious at times, but also really heartfelt, which is weird.
That's kind of his brand.
But yeah, that is his brand.
It's a really good season 2 so far. I'm digging it.
I'm just shocked that I like John Cena as an actor as much as I do.
Me too. He's really good, though.
He's very good.
I have one more thing I was going to mention, and that is, I think I've talked about this a little bit before, but Dropout TV, which I'm obsessed with. They just finished their 7th season of Game Changer, which is their game show thing. They did kind of an amazing thing where they surprised Sam Reich, the host of the show, and the CEO of Dropout, with a show in which he was the contestant.
Oh.
They did the behind the scenes this week, and they're like, I'm not sure, is it illegal to spend the highest budget episode of the show and not tell the CEO about it until he's in it? But yeah, they managed. They got his wife on board. Like they basically tricked him into. He thought he was going to a Vanity Fair interview.
Oh wow!
And he was, but Vanity Fair was also in on it.
Oh, wow.
And it turned into a giant escape room set in a castle.
That's crazy.
They do a bunch of stuff like that throughout
this
season.
And he knew nothing?
He knew nothing. He did not figure it out. They held on to this for months.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and the behind the scenes where they talk about how they do it is always great.
Okay, I really need to watch some.
This is stuff. It's so good, and it's so light and fun. They're torturing each other, but they are all also like they love each other, and it's like they're having a ton of fun doing it.
Okay.
I also started branching into other shows. They've got a show that just came back called Gastronauts, in which 3 comedians it's kind of like Chopped. They bring in guests, chefs, private chefs, and the gastronauts give them challenges that are not foodie challenges. These are comedians.
Okay.
So one of the challenges, Katie Maravich, she likes very bland food. So she's like, I want the blandest food you can make, but it still has to be tasty. And one of them gave them a thing is like, I need you to do a dish that makes me think of a sex position. And then one of them was like wanted edible jewelry. So they have to make all these things, and then they eat them and they talk about them. It's so much fun to watch.
Oh, that sounds great.
Did somebody for this position want to do like a pretzel or something?
Someone did missionary by doing like old American. It was really good.
Amazing.
Smarty Pants, which I think I talked about before.
I think
that is basically PowerPoint presentations.
Oh.
And they're usually made like there was one Jordan who is they are the host of Gastronauts and a lesbian. They were like, here are the men lesbians like, and here's why, and presented 3 rules why lesbians would like this man, and the person she presented was Idris Elba, and then a bunch of people who did and didn't fit into the categories of men, lesbians, like. There was also someone who did No Thank You, the Ocean, which is just about all the problems with the ocean.
Sure. Okay.
A wide variety of people from there, and they just do 3 different presentations, and then they have questions at the end where they ask them increasingly. It's a lot of fun. And then there's one called Parlor Room where they play different board games. They've got everything from like Cosmic Encounter, like board game, to things like monikers that we just got and party game type things. Right. Farkle and Liar's Dice. And the cast of the from Dropouts, a lot of comedians doing it. That is not all they have, but that's the ones I've been watching right now.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic streaming service, and I've liked everything I've watched on there. Definitely worth a look.
That's impressive, and not a very different service than generally other streaming.
Right, because it's comedians and improv and that kind of thing. It's definitely a different kind of vibe. It also has a ton of actual play. If you're into like people playing D&D and that kind of stuff, they have hours and hours and days of content of that kind.
Some people be looking for that.
Yep, and it's like $7 a month. It's ridiculously cheap for a streaming service, and they pay everyone, and they everybody from down to the janitor gets health care and profit sharing. It's a good company.
They introduce morality into their creative enterprise.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, it's great.
That's cool. I like that. Nice to have an example for others to look to,
and then ignore. Because that's what.
But if enough people go and watch this and then are like, make it more successful, and they see, oh, you can be successful and treat your workers well, then maybe, just maybe, the world will get a little bit better. That's all we ask, just a little bit.
A little bit.
From 1 to 3.2% better would really help.
It would
really help.
All right, that's it for us this week. We'll be back next week with more. Until that time,
yo, Joe.
Roguecast is a weekly podcast broadcast from Rogues Gallery Comics and Games in Round Rock, Texas. You can find us online on Facebook and at www.roguesgallerytx.com and email us comments or questions at roguesgallerytx@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.